Now, did Michael stay till the end of the rehearsal that night?
No, he did not.
What happened?
He left early.
Okay. And had you discussed that with Michael?
Yes, I suggested it, actually.
Okay. And he agreed?
Yes.
Now, you've indicated this caused you concern. Did you express those concerns to anybody following this June 19th encounter?
I did.
Okay. And did you, in fact, send an email expressing your concerns?
I did.
Can I have an exhibit? I asked that it be marked Pupils 1 for identification. It appears to be an email from Kenny Ortega to Randy Phillips, dated Saturday, June 20th, 2009 at 2:04 a.m. People's One.
It's marked.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
You may.
Mr. Ortega, I'd like to show you People's One. Do you recognize that email, sir?
Yes.
With the only change, you would agree, is that the actual email addresses have been redacted?
Yes.
But that's an email from you to Randy Phillips on the date I read, June 20th, 2009, in fact, at 2:04 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Yes.
Now, when you wrote this email, what was your frame of mind in regard to Michael's condition?
I was deeply concerned, and I wanted others to know.
And the encounter with Michael that caused you concern was Friday, June 19th. I see this is written, or at least sent, Saturday, June 20th at 2:04 a.m. So that was a couple hours after the rehearsal?
Yes, I was still at the facility,
Okay.
sitting there in my office, and I wrote it.
Okay. And if you could, Mr. Ortega, could you please read the email out loud?
May I have some water, Your Honor?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
May we do that? You want to wait till you get the water?
That would be
before you
great.
start to
I
read?
appreciate that. Thank you.
Give us a moment. Mr. Seo, Deputy Jones, thank you.
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Ortega, if you could just read it from top to bottom, I'd appreciate it.
Randy, I will do whatever I can to be of help with the situation. If you need me to come to the house, just give me a call in the morning. My concern is, now that we've brought the doctor into the fold and have played the tough love now or never card, is that the artist may be unable to rise to the occasion due to real emotional stuff. He appeared quite weak and fatigued this evening. He had a terrible case of the chills, was trembling, rambling, and obsessing. Everything in me says he should be psychologically evaluated. If we have any chance at all to get him back in the light, it's going to take a strong therapist to help him through this, as well as immediate physical nurturing. I was told by our choreographer that during the artist's costume fitting with his designer tonight, they noticed he'd lost more weight. As far as I can tell, there is no one taking responsibility, caring for him on a daily basis. Where was his assistant tonight? Tonight I was feeding him, wrapping him in blankets to warm his chills, massaging his feet to calm him, and calling his doctor. There were 4 security guards outside his door, but no one was offering him a cup of hot tea. Finally, it's important for everyone to know, I believe that he really wants this. It would shatter him, break his heart if we pulled the plug. He's terribly frightened it's all going to go away. He asked me repeatedly tonight if I was going to leave him. He was practically begging for my confidence. It broke my heart. He was like a lost boy. There still may be a chance he can rise to the occasion if we get him the help he needs. Sincerely, Kenny.
And does that accurately reflect your thoughts and concerns on June 19th and June 20th following what you've testified to?
Yes.
Let me ask you a couple questions, Mr. Ortega. At the beginning of the email, you indicate that we brought the doctor into the fold. Number one, who is the doctor?
Dr. Murray?
Okay. And what did you mean by bringing him into the fold?
Dr. Murray was now creating the schedule for Michael, so that he could, he was creating a daily schedule for Michael and involved in helping us so that Michael could make rehearsals.
Okay. And this was in response to the days preceding or that prior week where Michael wasn't showing up to rehearsals?
Yes.
Okay. And you also indicate that have played the tough love, now or never card. Had you played the tough love, now or never card?
No.
What was that referencing?
I believe that there was a meeting that was held, without my presence, that was about informing Michael that, unless he started to show up at rehearsals, that it was very possible we weren't going to be able to make the goals of the show.
And the goals of the show being what?
Being able to open, in London at the O2.
You also state in this email, quote, "Tonight I was feeding him, wrapping him in blankets to warm his chills, massaging his feet to calm him, and calling his doctor." Again, calling his doctor, is that Conrad Murray?
Yes, sir.
Were you able to reach him that evening?
No, sir.
You then, toward the end of the email, describe, finally, and I'm quoting, "Finally, it's important for everyone to know. I believe that he really wants this. It would shatter him, break his heart if we pulled the plug. He's terribly frightened. It's all going to go away." When you're referencing, I believe he really wants this, what are you referencing?
Always Michael would talk about how important this was and how we were going to accomplish this, and always just was very positive and optimistic.
Okay. But what is the, he really wants this? What is the this?
The show.
Okay. The tour?
The show. The tour.
Okay. And so when you go on to say it would shatter him, break his heart if we pulled the plug, you're referencing pulling the plug on the tour.
Yeah.
That's yes?
Yes.
And again, the next sentence, he's terribly frightened, it's all going to go away. Again, you're referencing the tour and the production.
Yes.
On that would actually be the same day, Saturday, June 20th, since it was written at 2:04 in the morning. Was a meeting held at the Carrollwood address that you attended?
Yes.
Okay. And had that meeting been previously scheduled?
It was scheduled that day.
Okay. That day meaning Saturday, June 20th?
Yes.
Okay. And how did you become aware of this meeting?
My assistant told me that we'd received a call asking me to be at the house.
Okay. And did you go to Michael's house at Carrollwood?
I did.
Do you recall what time of day it was?
I would say late morning or early afternoon.
And knowing that you had sent this email the night before, or actually that same day, did you know that the meeting was going to center on these concerns, or did you speculate, or what?
The meeting wasn't broken down to me. I assumed that it would be about Michael.
Okay. And when you arrived at 100 North Carrollwood, who was there?
As I best recollect, it was Randy Phillips, Frank DeLeo, Dr. Murray, and Michael.